In this video I'm going to be taking a look at another of the TVs that I picked up recently. This time it's a Philco Transitone 14-inch portable set from about 1958 with the factory UHF option. I did a little research online and determined that this is a model 2004. Don't know exactly which of these variations it is, but that's the basic model. Series strong, hot chassis set, like most portables of this era are, and I believe uses a 14 QP4 CRT. So, first thing I want to find out is this a picture tube any good? Because if it's not, well, unless I can find a replacement, this will just be put on the back burner indefinitely. Also, found out that there's a guy on Video Karma who's got exactly the same set, but his is in far better cosmetic condition, so based on his pictures I know what this set can look like. So I did a little test cleaning here. Just took water and a paper towel, and a lot of dirt came right off, so I think this will clean up fairly nicely. Knobs too. A little soaking in some dish detergent I think would get these looking a lot better. So this must be power volume, maybe contrast, channel fine tuning, UHF. This is probably some kind of vernier action dial, but mechanism's kind of grunged up. And then we got a brightness and vertical knob here. Now, to get the back off, looks like I just need to take out some 1/4-inch sheet metal screws and it should come right off. I think I said a moment ago that this was a 1958 set, but it's actually 57. And disconnect the antenna terminals. Alright, there we go. Looks like this cap was originally stapled onto the back cover, but it's deteriorated over the years. Glue that on or something like that. Whoa. Good thing I didn't try plugging this in. That could have been interesting. Although really probably nothing would have happened because this tube is probably burned out. But check that out. Horizontal output tube is completely shattered. Picture tube isn't, though, or at least doesn't appear to be. That's a good thing. And as for the rest, well, it looks pretty cramped in there, like most portables are. The output transformer looks a little ugly. That's just how they did it from the factory. These wires look a little not attached very well, but that's just how they did it. So a little circuit board down there. Got other stuff attached to the chassis. You can see some circuit board peeking through. Must be on the other side of that metal plate. That's a tuner up in there. Obviously we got some corrosion, but it doesn't look too horrible. It's actually somewhat similar to a Predicta. Very similar looking high voltage box, and this looks very much like the IF strip in a Predicta set. I did a continuity test on the filament pins with my ohm meter, and it looks good. So I pulled out my Suncor, and let's see what we get. Yep, it's lighting up. Right. No shorts. Cutoffs start to creep up. And I've got control. So that means you must have emissions. Alright. Looks like this picture tube's looking pretty good. Well into the green. It's still climbing. Life test. It's dropping, but certainly some life left in the CRT. Alright, something else I did is I popped open a high voltage cage. Take a peek at the flyback. Don't look too bad. Just some minor cracking on the outermost layer, but nothing that concerns me. Alright, now, I do recall that's kind of an oddball tube. Let's see in the tube chart over here. Yeah, 25DN6. I don't know if I have any of those. If I do, it certainly doesn't ring a bell. I might have to go digging through some old boxes for that, because what I do is I keep the more commonly used tubes, kind of like in a couple tube caddies. And I'm sure I don't have any of those, so I'll have to kind of go digging in the boxes that I rarely crack open. I was able to clean quite a bit of dirt off of the cabinet, as you can see on these rags. But unfortunately what I discovered was that this thing must have been sun-blasted for a long time, and there was probably some object sitting here that kept this close to the original color. When I removed the carrying handle, you could get an even better look. That's the color it's supposed to be, not this very faded tan color. It should be more of a leather brown. So perhaps this will be a good candidate to paint at some point. I managed to dig up a good 25DN6, so how about we try firing this set up. First though, I'll just pop it in and then check the resistance on the AC line to make sure when I turn it on that we actually do have continuity to the tube filaments. And I can see that the fusible resistor appears to be intact. Oh, and if you're wondering what's going on with the Admiral 17 T1, it's like 95% done, but there's an annoying audio hum that I just can't get rid of, so I'm taking a bit of a break from that to screw around with this set. Maybe an idea will pop into my head by taking a break. Alright, so right now we're measuring infinity. Let's see when I turn it on. Actually, I think it is turned on. Oh wait, no, there we go. Wasn't sure which control was power. That seems a bit high. Let's see. Mega ohms. Yeah, we're still not getting continuity through it. So I will check. It does change though. That was weird. It was like temporarily really low. I wonder if the power switch might just be dirty. Yeah, it's jumping all over. I think the power switch might just be dirty because now we're down into the kilo ohms, and for a while we were just in the hundreds of ohms, which is where I would expect to be. Yeah, now it's jumping all over the place again. Well, I'm just going to go for broke and try powering it up with the light bulb in series. I think that switch is just dirty and just needs to be operated a few times. Alright, let's give this a shot. I've got this plugged into an isolation transformer, which is now on. Got a 150 watt bulb. I'd go with a larger bulb, but that's the largest one I have on hand. And here goes. Good sign. Bulb lit up, then dimmed down. And I can see the tubes lighting up. Cool. Now I hardly expect this set to work perfectly, but you never know. Just crackle out of the speaker. Don't think there's any glow on the CRT, but of course I can't see it. Alright. Let this sit for a little while, make sure nothing goes up in smoke. I'm also going to hook up a signal source, or reconnect the internal antenna. See if I can pick up something on channel 6. I think the bottom is VHF, but I'm not positive. To go back and look at my reference photos before I disconnected this. Just looking at where these twin leads go. The top one goes to a little module with the single tube in it, which to me looks like it must be, yeah, that goes right to the UHF knob. Okay, so this top has got to be UHF, and that's got to be VHF. I think it's on channel 6 now. Let's go around. I'm not really sure what the channel indicator is as I'm going around. Alright, now I'm also running it on reduced power, which is not going to help matters, so I'll let this sit for a little while, make sure the can capacitors aren't getting warm, and then try a full power test. Alright, here goes a full power test. Now, not only do I have this plugged in to an isolation transformer to prevent me getting shocked if I touch the cabinet or chassis, but I also have that plugged into a Variac, not so much so I can control the line voltage, but it has a fuse in it So in addition to the fusible resistor in here, I've also got it plugged into a fused power source. Alright. Tube's glowing again. Should be brighter this time. No squeal of the horizontal oscillator, and no glow on the CRT. Changing the brightness control. Oh wait, no, there's a brief flash of light. Yeah, alright, I'll turn this around so we can see that. I got static on one station. This might be the one station that actually has a signal. Trying to fine tune. Oh, there we go. It's not great sound, but we got sound. I'm going to turn this thing around so we can actually see the picture too. I was checking out the built-in rabbit ears, and I think one of the leads is broken off. There's a wire coming out of the bottom of each of these plastic ball mount things here. And I got one going to the screw terminal on the back. The other one doesn't have any wire coming out of it, so I imagine with them both hooked up, I get better reception for sure. Okay, I can see now. I was wondering how you would know which channel you're on. I just noticed there's a little triangle here on the cabinet, and that is going to channel 6, so that is definitely what I'm tuned to. Oh yeah, that's a fantastic picture. So that's brightness, and this is vertical hold. Horizontal controls on the back. Better manipulate those. Alright, I'm going to fool around with this set a little bit more and see if I can get that to lock. I got to reach around the back carefully or turn the set on its side so I can see the front and the back while I make some adjustments. I hope those are outlined in the service info I've got. I don't know if the full SAMs or anything. I just have this condensed compendium somewhere in here. Hopefully they explain where the adjustments are. So let's go like this. Brightness. Well, I'll look around on the back. There's got to be some labels on the controls. Alright, that's about the best I've been able to get so far. The vertical is really whacked, which is not surprising at all. It's usually the first thing to go out on these old TVs. There's usually a lot of stress on those vertical circuits. They're very sensitive to components starting to go bad. But I did get a horizontal lock. Well, the important thing is that it's another one of my recent purchases that is definitely restorable because all the key components are still good for sure. And as for the cabinet not looking so hot and the faded state of it, well, I can always paint it if I want. And finally, here's a look with a better signal source. I think. There we go. It's like that Admiral 17T1. I could get some sound on channel 6, which overdrives their audio carrier, but when I go to a more conventional source, I have no sound at all. Alright, well, this set should be fun to restore.